Um, well, there was well, first of all, hello to everybody. There was some, conversations along the way, and people telling me that it was going to happen. Nothing official, but so I was building up confidence in that it was going to happen. So I wasn't that surprised, but I got a call on Monday from the Hall of Fame saying that I was officially voted in, and before it was all rumors, and the moment that you get the confirmation is quite special. As I said a few minutes ago, is something you never expect, and you start playing ball because you love it, because it's fun, because you are there with your friends. In my case, because it was almost a family mandate. We were all by the club, and we all played, and we all loved it, and we talked about it, and we just carry on, and that passion, that drive starts to build up, and one thing brings to the other one, and now, when I thought there were not going to be more surprises after my career was done, you get a recognition like this, which make you think, go back a little bit on time, and relive your story, and it's incredible.
Do you have a favorite memory, a favorite moment?
As you know, it's been a long career, and luckily I went through a lot of great moments. So, of course, winning gold with your buddies and representing your country is something that have nothing to compare with, right? Because it's something that you're not supposed to live, being Argentinian. Maybe if you are LeBron James, or you're, one of the greats in America, in the States, you kind of hope that it happens. If you're Argentinian, you don't. You just want to be there. And for us to have the opportunity to grab gold was something that you can't compare to anything. But at the same time, also, 4 rings with the Spurs is, it's incredible. Some players go through careers fighting for one. Maybe they get one, but we were lucky enough, and not only to win a championship, but do it consistently, and with a core group of players that were together for the whole ride. So both things are incredible, and when you go back and you relive those moments, it's amazing that you had the opportunity to do it.
You miss it?
I actually miss sometimes the locker room, the pregame, the postgame, the dinners in which you celebrate or you talk about or mourn the game together. That's the part that I miss. I don't miss the hits, the bumps and surgeries or all that. And if I was 25, then yes, I would love to be there. But at my age, I'm loving just being with the guys, being with the organization, watching the games, but not. I don't miss the game itself that much.
You mentioned where all this journey started for you in Argentina. Have you calculated the odds of going from there to this place that you're sitting right now, about to go to the Hall of Fame?
No, but it's 1 in tens of millions, probably. Because, you look who made it, right? And probably we are around 10 to 15 players from Argentina that made it to the NBA. That won a championship is 2. Only 2 of them won that gold. But then you also look at the broader picture, in which how many times you see 3 players and a coach being together for the whole journey, winning multiple championships, playing 1,000 plus games together, creating that type of bond. The odds are very, very slim, and it just happened to me. So I know I don't know what happened, but I was the one, and I happened to live and be an important part of 2 very iconic teams of those couple decades, both in FIBA and with the NBA. So incredibly lucky and fortunate to have been part of those two.
Of the guys that are in FIBA that started their careers in Europe or somewhere and they came to the NBA, Yao, Vlade, Petrovic, Marshallonis, Sabonis, all of those guys are Hall of Famers, but they were elected by the International Committee. You're the only one elected by the North American Committee, which accounts for your NBA career. So to you, does that have special meaning that you were recognized for your NBA career? There are other guys from International in the Hall of Fame, but you're the first recognized for your NBA career.
I didn't think of that. I'm just happy to be there, and I know, as I said before, that I was part of two incredible teams, and if it wasn't for being part of those two teams, I wouldn't be here. It's not just about individual accomplishments. I never won a scoring championship, an MVP, even first team. I'm here because of my surroundings, of the players I play with, of the coaches I've been coached with, and the organizations. So I know I've been very lucky to have played with such teammates, so quality and altruistic, that all help each other to accomplish huge things. So definitely this is not I don't take it as an individual achievement. It's just that I've been in the right place in the right time, and I contribute the way I could, and we all make each other better, and that's why I'm here.
I know you went to
your NBA career, is there
sorry.
one moment that stands out above any of the others as a championship more special than any of the others?
Two moments, two championships are the two specials. There's two special ones for me. One is 14, because after 13, I may have thought that it was not going to happen again. I was very hurt. I was devastated. I was disappointed, and having come back with mostly the same team, having the opportunity to play against the same team, and redeem ourselves and play in such a beautiful way, and being part of something that still watch highlights and I get emotional. So that was a special one. We really needed that one. So not only was joyful, it was therapeutic because I'm telling you, we were hurt, and that alleviated many of those aches and painful moments. And then 05 for me was very important. And again, Detroit was a tough contender. We went to Game 7, a lot of pressure, the most pressure most I felt in my career. But it was my moment of really changing my mindset in the sense that I made it. It's when I realized that year that I belonged, that I was going to do good, that I internally started to feel different, right? From all the uncertainties of my rookie season, my second year, to say, okay, I made it. Now I got to have another role. I'm being respected in a different way. I'm more of a leader of this team, and my mindset shifted, confidence-wise, right? I started to walk straighter and looking everybody on the eyes, and not feeling like an outsider as before I was. So those were the two moments that I remember the most.
You ever teased Tim that he's got your 2005 Finals MVP?
No, it's actually never been mentioned. I really, you know me, guys, and we talked about it. We don't care, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't care either. If I would have got it, he would have been happy for me. I'm happy for him. It's not even part of the conversation.
You were there last year for Tim's induction. It was at Mohegan Sun. Have you ever been to the Hall of Fame in Springfield?
No.
Are you kind of pumped that Nico and Dante and Luca are old enough to know what this means now?
Yes. Actually, when they found out, they said, "Oh, I love New York." I said, "No." First of all, because before going to Tim's, we went to New York for a couple of days. I said, "Well, it's not really there. I don't know if we're going to." Well, it's too long of a story. I'll tell you one day. But yes, I am excited to be there because I've never been. Still, Tim's year was kind of awkward with all the regulations. We couldn't really be together, live it the right way. So yeah, I'm excited and curious to see what happens in September.
Wanted to really take you back to a long time ago. Do you remember what sticks out from your first day that you were in the city, your first visit here?
I came to sign the contract first. I think it was early July. And I did a press conference with a number that I never wore. So that kind of sticks out. I remember having the picture with a number that then I couldn't wear. It was a jersey on its way to be retired. So I chose number 6. They told me, yeah. And we did the press conference, and then all of a sudden they said, oh, no. We can't do that. So, but I was very impressed with the river walk, the city, the hotel. I tried to go for a walk, and I immediately went back up under the AC because it was like 125 that day. So I was sweating. So those were my first impressions of the city.
The reason I ask is, I don't know if you can put yourself in the mindset you had that day, but what were your expectations of what San Antonio would come to mean to you and how long you'd spend here and all that kind of stuff?
Well, so many things about that. I mean, I got drafted. I had no idea where San Antonio was. I had to go and search what is San Antonio. I knew about the team. I knew about Duncan Robinson, that they won the championship. It was recent. No idea anything about it. And then I got here, and of course I was pumped. I was fired up for the opportunity to play in the NBA. It's a big deal. And with all the uncertainties, I was coming from having improved a lot in the last couple of years in Europe, but the NBA is different, and I didn't know how I was going to pair up with Tony and Tim, play with David Robinson, being coached by Bob. So yeah, full of uncertainties, and I wanted to do good. I wanted to help. I wanted to grow, but I wasn't number 1 first pick. Right, I was 57th. So I knew that the odds of me staying for long here were not with me because it doesn't usually happen. So it turned out to be an incredible story, and enjoyed 16 wonderful years.
Manu, what do you remember about Pop kind of coaching you through your wilder tendencies when you were younger, and how have you carried that through to your new role with the team, helping out these young guys in their development?
Yeah, well, the first 2 years were a little rough. It wasn't easy to adapt to having a coach like him, and to having to be a specific part of this game plan, of the way the team played. So it took me, I guess, 2 years or a year and a half when I started to feel more appreciated for what I brought to the game, but at the beginning it was quite tight. But then you guys all know the story. Then we both started to respect the other one and appreciate what their true mission and goals were, and why I was playing like that, and why he was coaching me like that, and we started to do compromises and make compromises. And then it became great. So yeah, it wasn't like a red carpet of being all great, and we all knew it was going to be a 16-year love story. It wasn't. So I guess that background helped me to tell the younger guys a different story. The story of the underdog coming and starting from scratch and having to earn everybody's trust and respect, because not much was expected from me, from a 57th pick. So I guess I got a story to tell.
To Don's earlier question about the international game and you being the first to be kind of in the category that you are.
There are a few more coming. There are a few more coming. So maybe I was the first one, but.
Well, that was kind of the point. Is did you feel a sense of pride in kind of legitimizing in a way? You helped legitimize in a way that basketball is a world game, and that an international player could come to the NBA and be recognized for what you did in the NBA and not just compete?
Yes, I mean, I was part of a generation that started to change that. Dirk was already here, and the Petrovic and Kukoc and Sabonis were already here. Divac, Stojakovic, Turkoglu, they were already here, and Tony was already here. And so it was a span, I would say 5 to 10 years, in which everything changed. When we started to see international players in number 1 in the draft or top 10 consistently. And all of a sudden, in those 5 years, 20 to 25% of the rosters were built with international players. So yeah, I'm proud of being part of that generation that changed the way the game was played, the game was perceived, the international players were recognized. So it was fun to be part of that.
Give any thought to who
We're going to be, let me interrupt real quick. We're going to go to Chris, speaking of international, we're going to go to Chris on Zoom, and then we'll come back here, but we've got a couple of Zoom questions. I think we've got Italian first. Chris, you got us?
Yes, sir, sure do. We'll go to David Giralado. David.
Ciao Manu, complimenti da tutta l'Italia e da tutta la Gazzetta dello Sport per questo grande onore. Ti faccio 2 domande se posso. La prima è che cosa si prova ad essere nella Hall of Fame e la seconda è che cosa hai imparato nei tuoi anni in Italia che poi ti sono serviti per avere così tanto successo in NBA in particolare.
Okay, my Italian might be a little rusty, but I'll go for it. Inaspettabile, non avevo mai sognato di essere in questa situazione. Come voi sapete, sono nato in Argentina, una città piccola. Se sognavo con giocare nella nazionale, forse andare un giorno in Europa e fare bene, però questa carriera impensata. Essere stato eletto 4 anni dopo la mia ultima partita è un altro regalo della mia carriera. Pensavo che già non ci sarebbero più, però continuano ad avere sorprese. Contentissimo. Riguardo cosa ho imparato in Italia, credo che in Italia coach JB e Messina mi hanno trasformato da un giocatore talentoso, agile, che faceva la giocata bella, a un giocatore completo che capisce quello che una squadra necessita, ha bisogno. Sono diventato più un uomo, più un giocatore di squadra, più un adulto. Prima era solo per istinto. Allora sì, ho sempre apprezzato quello che hanno fatto per me, tanto loro individualmente come le squadre in quelle ho giocato. È stata una bellissima esperienza e sono arrivati nelle States più capace di affrontare quello che mi aspettava qua, no? Avere un allenatore come Popovic, una squadra come gli Spurs, è stato molto necessario.
Grazie Manu, l'italiano ancora oggi.
Ci ho provato.
Grazie.
Chris.
Complimenti ancora.
Grazie.
Chris, you're good. We'll come back to here. Is that right, Chris?
Yes, sir, I think we're good here.
All right, Don, sorry.
Have you given any thought to who your presenter will be? It has to be somebody already in the Hall of Fame?
No, but I assume the two that were there a couple years, last year when I was there. So hopefully they are going to be able to make it. And of course it would be a great honor. Not sure how excited it's going to be to be there presenting me, but they are both going to be invited for sure.
You've chosen to stay in San Antonio. Why is that?
Say again?
You've chosen to stay here in San Antonio. Why is that?
After career or during the career? After. Well, we lived here 16 years. My kids were born here. Their school is great. They have their friends. My wife and me, we have our families too. So, of course, as soon as I retired, we started to spend more time in Argentina. But after so many years, basically all my adulthood in here, we thought that the best for the family was to just stick around and enjoy the everyday tranquility that we achieved and here, and then go to Argentina to spend quality time in the summer with my parents, with my in-laws, with my friends, family, and everybody. So it was quite an easy decision since, it was so many years. 16 years is a life.
Manu, what's it been like working with this new generation of SPURS players, the young kids, and you envision yourself doing that for a while?
I'm super new in that, so I'm just learning and just being with them, trying to share some of the experiences I went through, but also being, with the front office, sometimes with the coaches, trying to witness and understand how all this, the behind the scenes works. So I'm just trying to be a fly on the wall, try to hear as much as I can and learn and try to share the experiences I lived. So as of now, I love it. I love being around, right? Because it's been such a big part of my life that I still enjoy that camaraderie, even though I'm not in the locker room. But you start to create a camaraderie and a team feeling with the staff, with the front office, with analytics, with the trainers, and so even though you're not part of the core group of the players, you're still part of the organization. You enjoy wins and you struggle a little bit, not as much, with the losses. So it's fun.
Manu, I was going to ask, the city and the fans embraced you almost from the start. How much did that help your sort of transition, the love that you got from the city?
I said it from the first season. It really helped me that every time I jumped in the floor with all those doubts, being injured at the beginning and not sure what I had to do on the court, having your back's covered, because every time I got in, there was a big, standing ovation and people cheering my name and all that. Really made me feel comfortable, made me feel more confident. So I thank them every time I could, because it was worth it, and I tried to return that favor over the years. So hopefully I did.
One of the moves you brought to the NBA was, or you popularized in the NBA, was the Euro step, and now today's generation, a lot of the players like that to their game. What are your thoughts on that, the way you kind of brought that move kind of to the NBA?
I don't know. I never saw that I created anything, that I brought anything new. I just played the only way I thought was possible. I was not going to go over Shaq and dunk. I was, I had to go around people. And that's the way my skill set and physical abilities found to get to the rim. So I've done it since I can remember. And I remember, I think it was Steve Kerr, the first one, talking about it, how weird it looked, and like I looked like a squirrel crossing the street, getting to the rim. And that's when I started to realize that I was doing something, a bit different. And then people started mentioning the Euro step. So yeah, for me it was completely natural. I never thought I had anything different, but I guess I brought another. I helped to popularize or to become more normal type of move.
But you were
something.
technical with it, as far as the length of stride that it took to when you picked up the ball to get the second step. I remember seeing you work on the length of stride to explode off the.
Yeah, but that was a consequence I started to see, because before, even if I have to do it now, it's not that easy to explain. At least the easy one, yes. But the way I split it on some of the pick and rolls, I can really know exactly at what point it was I was supposed to gather and do the first step. So for me, it was completely natural. Then I started to work on the strength to be able to do those long sideways steps. But again, it was super natural. I never saw anything particular on that.
Some of the kids on the roster right now ask you to help him teach him that move?
I'm telling you, I've been asked during my career more than now, and I couldn't pinpoint. I couldn't exactly explain it. Some basics of it, yes, but it was supernatural. It was super instinctive. At what point I was going to go back to the left. The basics, yes, but it's supernatural.
You spoke about the everyday. Hold on, pause real quick. The only thing I may wrap up. Anybody didn't get a question? Billy, you got a question?
I got a question.
Anybody not get a question? Okay, we got one more and then we wrap up. Go ahead.
You spoke about the everyday tranquility of San Antonio. What is retired life looking for you right now? How are you spending your time with your family?
Well, now I'm spending more time at the facility. You know, every time when the guys, when the team is in town, I come to practice, I come to the games. So now I'm a little more conditioned, but you know, I wake up at 7 a.m. every single day, take the kids to school, and have a good conversation in the car, come back, breakfast with my wife, used to be the norm, then either tennis or bike, then lunch with a friend here and there, and you know, doing my things, then go pick up the kids. You're a father of 3, so there's always something to do. And you know, after so many years of late games and body aches and rehab and all that, I kind of loved that predictability of my day and being able to do other things that before I couldn't. You know, there's a school trip for 2 days, so yeah, let's go. There's a conference in Austin, okay, here, let's go. In Los Angeles, yeah, let's do it. And having that flexibility, or you know, what I said before, December, January, best time to be in Argentina for me. I can go. So yeah, it's gotta take the kids from school, we gotta homeschool, we gotta figure it out. But I bought a lot of time, and that's what we all want, right? Time in our hands. So I've been really enjoying doing what I want to do, explore my curiosities, and without basically any limits. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Manu.
Appreciate it. Great to see you.